Hello and good evening. My name is Tim Ackerman and I am the proud superintendent for the Kings Local School District. And welcome to the Kings Celebration. We are so excited tonight to celebrate our students of the quarter for the second quarter. I know it's been a very weird and strange year this year, but we're so proud of all of our students that are in person and online, and for all of your hard work. We're so proud of you. So thank you to all of our kids for doing such a great job for the second quarter.
So let's begin with our J.F. Burns students of the quarter. Our first student of the quarter is Jackson Begley. Jackson is a first grader in Mrs. Fisher's class and the son of Brian and Roxanne. Jackson was nominated because he's an extraordinary boy who is very academically talented. He shows such a love of learning. Jax is always conscientious, hardworking, and self-motivated. He also consistently shows kindness and genuine care for his classmates each day. A character trait that describes Jax is kindness. When Jackson grows up, he'd like to be a kindergarten or a first grade teacher. Way to go, Jackson. Our next student from J.F. Burns is Nora Ryman. Nora is a first grader in Mrs. Lapinto's class and the daughter of Brian and Michelle. Nora was nominated because she is always prepared for class and eager to learn. Nora is an active participant in online learning and is a role model for her peers. A character trait that best describes Nora is being kind. When she grows up, Nora wants to be a veterinarian so she can help all of the dogs and cats. Congratulations, Nora. Next is second grader Maya Littlejohn. Maya is in Mrs. Nichols' class and the daughter of Connie. Maya was nominated because her hard work and perseverance. She shows up to school every day ready to do her best. When challenges come her way, she problem solves and does not easily give up. She always has a big smile that shows in her eyes and brightens the room. A character trait that describes Maya is persistent. Maya would like to be a veterinarian because she loves animals and feels most comfortable around them. Way to go, Maya. Our third grade student is Delaney Anderson. She's in Mrs. Casterjohn's class and the daughter of David and Melissa. Delaney was nominated because she is kind and caring. She was always respectful and kind to her peers and teachers. Another reason she was nominated was because of her work ethic. She puts forth 110% effort in all of her assignments. A character trait that best describes Delaney is hardworking. When she grows up, Delaney wants to be a singer or a veterinarian. That's a popular one today. Congratulations, Delaney. Next is Tristan McKenna, a third grader in Mrs. Bogart's class and the son of Frank and Carrie. Tristan was nominated because he works hard and always gives his best effort. He has a positive attitude and a kind spirit that radiates throughout the classroom. A character trait that best describes Tristan is caring. Tristan is a student who cares for everyone. His kindness and caring nature makes him a friend to all. When he grows up, Tristan would like to be a teacher. He wants to dedicate his time to helping others learn. That's a great idea, Tristan. Way to go. Fourth grader Benson Miller was nominated by Mrs. Isaacs, and he's the son of Ben and Tabby. He was nominated because of his work ethic and his kind heart. No matter what or how difficult the task, Benson will give 100% effort. In the classroom, he's always willing to jump in and help other students when they need it. He doesn't need to be asked, he just sees the need and helps. A character trait that describes Benson is perseverance. When he grows up, Benson would like to be a famous baseball player. Way to go, Benson. Our next fourth grader from J.F. Burns is Dilsora Uzman Bekova. Dilsora is a fourth grader in Mrs. Krebs's class and the daughter of Yildash and Nagora. She was nominated because how hard she works in the classroom. She doesn't hesitate to ask questions and she's willing to take extra time to work through assignments. As a character trait that best describes Dilsora is being determined. If she puts her mind to get something done, she will not stop short of accomplishing her goal. Dilsora wants to be a teacher when she grows up because teachers are so much fun and she wants to teach kids. Well, we think they're fun too, Dilsora. Congratulations. Our next one is we're going to go to the students of the quarter for KME. This week they were given their certificates by Mrs. Rosecrans. We'll start with our first grader, Jackson Clyde. Jackson is a first grade student in Mrs. Pritchard's classroom. He is the son of Heather and Matt. Mrs. Pritchard nominated Jackson because he's a positive role model for everyone. Jackson always puts forth his best effort in the classroom. He far exceeds Mrs. Pritchard's expectations. He is kind, helpful, and very thoughtful of others. He comes to school each day with a smile on his face and eager to learn. A character trait that best describes Jackson is a leader. Jackson is hardworking, respectful, responsible, caring, and a problem solver. Jackson displays all the characteristics of a King's Knight. Great job, Jackson. Our next student from KME is Shay Bushman. Shay is a second grade student in Mrs. Edwards' class. He's the son of Jenny and Sean Bushman. Mrs. Edwards nominated Shay because he is such a well-rounded student. He is a diligent worker, thoughtful classmate, and a respectful student. He arrives each morning with a smile, ready to tackle the day. A character trait that best describes Shay is integrity. He shows respect to everyone. He is responsible in his actions, works hard on all tasks, and has a compassion and empathy by taking the initiative to help others. Congratulations, Shay. Hanlin Wei is a second grader in Mrs. McCann's classroom, and she's the daughter of Wendy Yang and Wei Wei. Mrs. McCann nominated Hanlin because she is a respectful and responsible student. She always has her materials ready for class. She politely takes turns and listens when others have something to say. Hanlin always raises her hand to participate in class. A character trait that best describes Hanlin is hardworking. She completes her work and puts forth her best effort every day. Way to go, Hanlin. Our next student from KME is third grader Malika Sabatilyeva. She's a third grader in Miss Immerman's classroom and is the daughter of Mohigo Motalyeva and Sukhab Sabatilyeva. Miss Immerman nominated Malika as she comes to school every day with a positive attitude and is eager to learn. She brightens everyone's day with her smile. Malika always offers to help others and is very respectful. She cares about her classmates and teachers. The character trait that best describes Malika is enthusiastic. Even though it is her first year at KME, she is determined to make friends, learn new things, and help others in the classroom. She's always ready and excited to take on the day. Great job, Malika. Fourth grader Ella Kessler is our next student of the quarter for KME. She's a fourth grader in Mrs. Shriver's classroom, and she's the daughter of Katie and Sean Kessler. Mrs. Shriver nominated Ella as she is always happy, curious, and ready to learn. She's a great student and always puts forth 100% when doing her work. If she makes a mistake, she immediately questions it so she can learn from it. The character trait that best describes Ella is kindness. She is always willing to help others when they need it. And Ella is the kind of friend everyone wants to have. Congratulations, Ella. Fourth grade student Hallie Krusling is a student in Mr. Cruzy and Miss Flanders' classroom. She's the daughter of Shannon and Matt Krusling. Mr. Cruzy and Mrs. Flander nominated Hallie as she is a responsible and diligent worker. She comes to her classes on time and turns in her assignments on time. Hallie participates in class and has excelled in the online learning environment. The character trait that best describes Hallie is cheerful. Hallie always has a smile when in class. She always seems to enjoy class and working with her peers. Fantastic job, Hallie. Our next students are the students of the quarter for South Lebanon Elementary. This week, the students were given their certificates from Mrs. Atkins. Our first student is first grader Jackson Pursley. Miss Rigsby nominated Nat Jackson because he comes to school every day with a great attitude and works so hard. He is always kind to others and respectful to his teachers. He has very creative thoughts and is always fun to read his writing. Jackson loves to play baseball and basketball and enjoys playing with Legos and with his sister. When he grows up, he wants to be a police officer so he can stop bad people and use special tools. Awesome job, Jackson. Second grader Brooklyn Caskey was nominated by Mrs. Reese. Mrs. Reese nominated her because she's a student that comes to school with a smile on her face and always has a hard-working attitude. She has worked so hard this year, and the growth that she has had is all because of her no-quit attitude. Brooklyn likes to play soccer, go swimming, and go on bike rides with her family. She also loves arts and crafts, but most of all, she loves to be with her family. When she grows up, Brooklyn wants to be a zoologist because she loves animals. Way to go, Brooklyn. Second grader David Hoy from SLE was nominated by Ms. Pagan. She says that David is a wonderful student to have in class. He's a great example to everyone around him and comes to school excited and gives his best. David cares about those around him and is always showing kindness to others. His positive attitude is infectious to his whole classroom. David is always willing to share what he has learned, yet he's also respectful and encouraging of his classmates' opinions. At home, David loves to play games with his family, and he also loves to read. When he grows up, David would like to be a social studies teacher. Awesome job, David. In third grader, Landon Buck was nominated by Mrs. Zeke because he's a consistent, hard worker who enjoys learning and being an active part of our class. He is kind and helpful to his peers and respectful to teachers and staff. In his free time, Landon enjoys playing outside, football, and basketball. When he grows up, he would like to play professional football in the NFL for any team other than the Steelers. Way to go, Landon. Third grader Nathan Meredith was nominated by Mrs. Blount, and she says that because he has a very positive attitude which helps him excel in the classroom. He always tries his best and is willing to volunteer to help out when needed. Nathan is a positive role model for his classmates. He enjoys building Legos, drawing Pokemon, and playing Pokemon and the Beyblades. Way to go, Nathan. Fourth grader Justin Clark was nominated by Mrs. Caskey, and she says that Justin is an amazing student and an amazing kid. He has a go-getter attitude, and his smile is contagious to everyone, even through a mask. He has such a positive attitude toward anything that is put in front of him, and he encourages everyone to do the same. He is always so helpful and always gives 110%. Justin is a wonderful example of what it means to be a knight. Justin loves to play video games and to play with his brothers. When he grows up, he wants to be a police officer. Way to go, Justin. Our last student, but not least, from South Lebanon Elementary is fourth grader Brody Miller. He was nominated by Miss Wesley because he's an amazing young man who always works hard. He puts forth effort and is determined no matter what the situation. He is helpful and kind to others and does all he does with a smile. He loves a challenge and will work extra hard to complete any task. Brody loves baseball, playing with his friends, and collecting baseball cards. Way to go, Brody. So now we'll move on to Columbia Intermediate Students of the Quarter. They were given their certificates. Here's a picture of our 5th graders, and here's a picture of our 6th graders. Let's go on to our first one, 5th grader, Violet Baker. The teachers of Team Achieve selected Violet because she has shown an amazing commitment to her learning and her role as a King's Knight. She's a fantastic student who consistently participates and comes to class prepared. Violet is a wonderful example of a student who puts forth a lot of effort and can adapt to these different times. She enjoys reading and the journey of learning. Violet is always positive, polite, and respectful to peers and teachers. She has a contagious joy, always has a smile to share, and leaves her teachers notes of gratitude. Violet's positive attitude shows what it takes to be a great knight. Keep up the great work. We are proud to call Violet Baker Student of the Quarter. Our next student is 5th grader Hector Bignoni Marcano. Hector is a very conscientious and considerate young man. He is eager to do his best and makes his mark in the world. He is eager to define himself as unique and different from others. We couldn't be more proud of Hector on a daily basis in class. Hector comes in with a can-do attitude every day. He is eager to participate and help those around him. Hector has a desire to do the best he can on every activity he completes. He is considerate of others and has a desire to do well at all times. It could be best said that Hector is an all-around conscientious and caring young man. Way to go, Hector. 5th grade Kelly Kaiser is a student on Team Legendary, and she's been named the Student of the Quarter for the 2nd quarter. Kelly embodies all of the ideal qualities that help students be successful. It's rare to see Kelly without her signature smile. Kelly's smile and friendly disposition help others to be at ease, which enables Kelly to easily make friends. Kelly is a hardworking student and always making sure to do her best. She always encourages others and has a positive outlook. Amongst Kelly's strongest traits is her natural leadership ability, and she is well respected among peers and teachers. Thank you, Kelly, for being such a positive addition to Team Legendary during first semester. Your future is bright, and we are honored to have you represent our team as Student of the Quarter. 5th grade Braden Sander is on Team Positive, and he was nominated because they love and appreciate Braden's enthusiasm about school and his work. He's a teacher's biggest cheerleader and gets excited about any task or lesson that we are doing. The character traits that best describe Braden are determination, enthusiasm, and diligence. Braden is determined to always do his best. He is enthusiastic about learning and diligent about his work. If Braden misses a question on an assignment, he always inquires about it so that he can learn from it. Braden is an amazing young man, and we are so fortunate to get to teach him and learn from him. Way to go, Braden. Fifth grader Connor Squirrel demonstrates many qualities deserving of recognition as Team Inspire Student of the Quarter. Connor is an upstanding young man who uses his strong work ethic and consistently positive attitude to always move forward and lift everyone around him. Connor is a fearless leader who engages new material with enthusiasm. He loves a challenge and draws on many character strengths to rise up to meet them. With Connor's personal drive to learn and the way he improves those around him, Connor is a most worthy student of the quarter. Connor is hardworking, kind, a team player, and a great role model. He always applies himself to whatever task is at hand, be it at work or play. Connor always has a kind and supportive word for his classmates and teachers and is very encouraging in a team and works well with everyone. Connor's qualities and his willingness to be a classroom leader make him a great role model for his classmates. Great job, Connor. Keep up the good work and keep on being you. From Mr. Henn, Mr. Lange, Mrs. McDonough, and Mrs. Preston. Let's go to 6th grade now. Lindy Harris, she's a noble knight, and her teachers are pleased to nominate her because, well, they said for many reasons. Lindy is a great leader and role model for her peers. She is polite, friendly, thoughtful, and helpful to teachers and peers. Without being asked, Lindy is always on task and happy to help out on whatever is going on. She goes above and beyond to help anyone around her and takes initiative to advocate for herself and others. She has worked extremely hard this year academically as well, and she even moved math classes due to her advancements. Lindy is extremely responsible. She always makes sure to have her work in on time, and she always does it to the best of her ability. She is always on task, as well as making sure others around her are as well. She is the first student to volunteer to take on more responsibilities and help out wherever she can. Lindy is a leader. All students look to her and what she is doing. They feel comfortable asking her questions, and she has developed great friendships with everyone on the team. Lindy is also ambitious. She's always ready to take on new challenges. She works extremely hard to meet all of her goals and continues to push herself. She has worked so hard this year, and we are so proud of all of her accomplishments. Congratulations, Lindy. 6th grader Dylan Hertline is a wonderful member of our team, Team Impact. He works hard on all of his assignments, and in addition to that, he is very caring, tolerant, and inclusive of others. In the classroom, Dylan will work willingly with any and all of his peers. He has a quiet, positive way of asserting himself and interacting with others in any type of situation. Dylan is kind to all others. Often he is the first to offer help without being asked. If I ask him for help in the classroom, he is eager to jump to the task. In school, Dylan is focused and motivated toward whatever assignment is placed before him. He listens to directions, gets started, asks questions, and follows through to completion with good quality work. His perseverance is noticeable, and there is never a complaint from him. Also, Dylan is respectful of himself, all peers and adults, and the personalities, ideas, and belongings of others. He listens attentively as others share, and only has kind comments in response. He is quick to loan items to others and never takes without asking. Overall, Dylan is an admirable role model for others. Way to go, Dylan. 6th grader William Grant is a student of a quarter for Team Adventurer. William, due to his consistent display of the character traits of ambition and compassion, he will always be attentive and actively involved in his online classes. He is also one of the students in our team that his teachers can count on to help them or the other students. It is exciting to think about what the future holds for Will. Way to go. 6th grader Lucy Coles is our next student of the quarter for Columbia. Lucy is always quick to help me and other students. She is constantly thinking about others. Lucy gives 100% in everything she does, whether it comes to schoolwork or her character. Lucy is kind and thoughtful. I've even seen her show other students how to fix something before they even had to ask. She cares about her friends deeply and is quick to reconcile any problems. Lucy goes above and beyond on every assignment in school. She's an overachiever in many ways. Way to go, Lucy. 6th grader Nathan Tucker comes to school every day ready to learn. He is a hard worker who has an interest and desire to learn. Nathan is highly respected by his peers for his compassionate, respectful, kind, and positive attitude. He's a leader who shows compassion by helping others. He is a great friend to all and he's always respectful to his teachers and fellow classmates. He takes initiative at the appropriate times and always comes to class prepared. Nathan is a great example of what Team Unite stands for. One character trait that best describes Nathan is diligence. Nathan puts forth a steady effort in class to help him continuously succeed. Diligence has helped Nathan succeed in 6th grade, and I'm sure it will help him in the years to come. Nathan is also very considerate and respectful to all. That's a great way to be, Nathan. Way to go. Now we're going to move to the Kings Junior High Honor Students of the Quarter for 7th grade and 8th grade. Mr. Dunn gave the certificates to his members this week. We're missing Kylene and Sydney in this picture, but we're going to get to see them right here. Here's Kylene. She's a 7th grader and a diligent student who leads by example both in and out of the classroom, always striving for excellence. 7th grader Sydney Coyen was nominated for being an exemplary online night student. 7th grader Grady McKelvey was always a positive attitude and a great student. Way to go, Grady. 7th grader Sam Mulfenter, he was nominated for demonstrating exemplary citizenship with peers along with academic excellence. 8th grader Cato Meisner, he's been around here before. He's a student athlete who excels in the classroom and in athletics. He's a leader with great character. 8th grade Sophia Beatty, she was nominated because she's a kind, smart, motivated role model both in and out of the classroom. 8th grader Juan Pablo Lopez Rodriguez, he was nominated because he's a polite, helpful, and hardworking student who is an ambassador for new students. Great way to be, Juan Pablo. Next student, 8th grader Miles Fye, he was nominated because he created a complicated code for the elevator travel between floors and Project Lead the Way robotics class. That's a great thing, Miles. Good job. Michael Avanoff is an 8th grader. He's a band student who sets high goals to achieve while displaying the leadership to motivate others. Way to be, Michael. We're going to go to Kings High School now. We are going to recognize the Kings High School Cincinnati Arts Overture Award winners. The Cincinnati Arts Overture competition is a program that students submit portfolios and recorded performances for competition with students from other high schools and studios throughout Greater Cincinnati. Students advancing to the semifinals will be announced on January 26th. Kings High School is proud to send these students to the Overture Awards and wish them the very best. You can see more information about the Overture Awards on the Cincinnati Arts Association website. But these next 5 students will represent Kings High School at the prestigious Arts Overture Awards. Our first one is Kayla Estrada. Kayla is the editor of the Kings High School newspaper called The Night Times. She works at Skyline and enjoys hanging out with her friends. She plans to attend the University of Buffalo to major in pre-law and English. Her philosophy of life, stay ambitious, it suits you. Way to go, Kayla. Our next honor student is Abby McNeil. In high school, Abby has participated in musical theater, drama, and journalism. Outside of high school, she likes to work Criminal Minds and participates in community theater. Her future plans include going to college to pursue a double major in criminology and theater. Her philosophy of life, the future is priceless. That it is, Abby. Congratulations. Jake Owens is another Overture winner. His high school activities include being a member of the Kings baseball team, Ski Club, and AP Digital Arts Media. Outside of Kings High School, his interests are photography, snow skiing, and freelance social media design. He plans to major in graphic design and study motion design. His favorite quote, always remember, your focus determines your reality. George Lucas. Congratulations, Jake. Our next honored student is Cassandra Reeves. During her high school career, Cassandra has been involved in a plays with the theater department, most recently Romeo and Juliet. She's a member of the varsity academic quiz team and a violinist with the chamber orchestra. Other clubs include National Honor Society, Spanish National Honor Society, and Students Demand Action. Outside of high school, she's a student at Cincinnati Actors Studio and Academy. She also studies ballet and occasionally teaches pre-ballet and movement discovery classes through the Ballet Tech of Ohio. She's an avid admirer of the classical arts and loves researching and learning about those subjects in her free time. Cassandra plans to attend university and major in acting and a minor in dance performance and choreography. Her favorite quote, "Love all, trust a few, do wrong to none." And that is by the William Shakespeare the Great. Congratulations, Cassandra. John Wielden is another honors student. He's involved in the King's Marching Band, Jazz Band, and Pep Band. He also participated in the District 13 OMEA Honors Jazz Band. He plans to major in computer science at the University of Cincinnati. His favorite quote, "The realest people don't have a lot of friends," and that is Tupac Shakur.
So a huge thank you to all of our staff members that are just doing awesome this year, teaching all of our kids, and to all of our parents and guardians who are doing everything they can to help support your children. Thank you all very, very much. And again, congratulations to our students of the quarter for the second quarter.